Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Hockey Channel. Today's video got another game review video to discuss. Looking at the games that happen over on Thursday and Friday, looking ahead to the games that are happening over the weekend. We're looking at the standings as we enter the final stretch before the season ends. We'll get to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Hockey Channel. Before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you all for your support. I'm never able to so if you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so I'll discuss in today's video. Now, just before we start, a quick channel update here. Now, next week is the final week of the regular season, so I'm doing things a little bit differently. There will be no game review video on Thursday, so next week I'm going to do my regular scheduled game review video on Tuesday, discussing all the games that happened over on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, as I usually do. But with the fact that the season ends on Thursday, there's not going to be a whole bunch of games on Friday because Friday's the day between the playoffs and the regular season. So basically next week I'm going to do a game review video on Tuesday discussing all the games that happened over the weekend, and then I'm going to do another game review video on Friday discussing the last 3 days of game action that happened on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, on top of also doing another playoff preview video discussing my playoff predictions just before the playoffs start. And then I'm also not going to do a game review video on Saturday because the playoffs start on Saturday and we will have had no games up until that point after my game review video on Friday. So next week there's only going to be a game review video on Tuesday and Friday, and then we're going to have another one on next Tuesday discussing the first playoff game. So just to remind you here, no game review video on Thursday or Saturday. We're going to have one on Friday as well as a playoff preview on Friday. So stay tuned for those videos, but just remember, only game review videos on Tuesday and Friday next week. So that's what we're going to do. But to get started here today, we have a couple of games that happened over the past couple of days. We had 10 games happen on Thursday, 5 games happen on Friday. So to all those here. So first, the Buffalo Sabres dipped out to a 2-goal lead and were able to hold down the Washington Capitals 4-2 as they have won 4 of 7 and improved to 38-37-5, while the Capitals have lost 7 of 8 and fall to 37-31-11. So that's an awful loss for Capitals in the wildcard race. Greenway and Yoki Haru both had 2 assists, and Tuck, Quinn, Cousins, and Benson were 4 goal scorers for Sabres in the win, while Carlson had 2 assists and Michael and Wilson were 2 goal scorers for the Capitals in the loss. So a bad loss there for Washington. Then we saw Florida open the scoring and shut down the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-0 as they have a 4-game point streak and they improved to 50-24-6, while the Jackets have lost 3 straight 4-5 and fall 26-42-12. So no good stuff there. OEL had 2 assists, and Kachuk, Rodriguez, Tarasenko, and Reinhardt were 4 goal scorers, with Bobrovsky stopping all 25 shots he faced in the show and the victory. So a very good win there for Florida and Bobrovsky. Then we saw the Philadelphia Flyers, who have been playing awful as of late, get a massive win, scoring 3 straight to help them down the New York Rangers 4-1, as they've ended their 8-game losing streak and improved to 37-32-11, while the Rangers have lost back-to-back games and fall to 52-23-4, so not good shift there for New York. For the Flyers, Konechny had a goal and an assist, Paling had 2 assists, and Brink Cates New York also scored for Flyers in the win, while Panarin was a lone goal scorer for Rangers in the loss. So a bad loss there for New York. Then a high-scoring affair, we saw New Jersey Devils wind up taking down the Maple Leafs 6-5, as they have a point in 3 of 4 games, and they improved to 30-37-5, while the Leafs have their 3-game winning streak snapped and fall to 46-24-9. For the Devils, Meyer and Bratt both had 3 points, 2 goals and an assist. Luke Hughes had 2 assists, and Holland and Foote both also scored for the Devils in the win, while Matthews is now up to 68 goals with 2 goals on the night against New Jersey Devils. So he's only 2 goals away now from 70 with 3 games left. He's very likely to hit it. And Tavares both scored twice. Domi and Marner both had 2 assists, and Kampf also scored for the Leafs in the loss. So interesting game there, high scoring affair. Good to see Matthews at 68, but was the Devils who come away with the victory. Then we saw the Pittsburgh Penguins blow a 2-goal lead, but recovered and were able to beat the Detroit Red Wings in a massive win, thanks to this goal here from Eric Carlson from Local Square Sportsnet. But Carlson got the OT winner that helped the Pittsburgh Penguins jump into a playoff spot with a 6-5 OT victory, as they have a 10-game point streak and improved to 37-30-12. While the Red Wings have lost 3 of 4 and fall 38-32-9. So no good stuff there for Detroit. For the Penguins, Rust and Krause both had 3 points, a goal and 2 assists. Raquel and Smith both had 2 assists, and Carlson, who had the OT winner, Letang, O'Connor, and Carter also scored for the Penguins in the win. While Raymond had a hat trick and a 4-point night for the Detroit Red Wings. Larkin, who had a goal and 2 assists, and DeBrincat, who had 3 assists, both had 3-point nights, and Petrie also scored for the Red Wings in the loss. So a bad loss there for the Red Wings. Wings as they lose a little bit of ground in the playoff race. Then we saw the Ottawa Senators overcome a deficit and beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 in a shootout as they have won 7 of 11 and improved to 35-40-4. Well, the Lightning have lost 2 of 3 and fall to 44-27-8, so no good out there for Tampa. For the Senators, Tkachuk had a goal and an assist, and Batherson also scored in regulation, with Tkachuk being the lone shoot goal scorer for the Senators in the win. Well, Point and Sherry both had a goal and an assist, and Kucherov had 2 assists for the Lightning in the show loss. So a bad loss there for Tampa as they lose ground in the Atlantic. Then we saw the New York Islanders have a massive win, overcoming a third period deficit to down the Montreal Canadiens 3-2, as they won 6 straight, 7 of 8, and they improved to 37-27-15. While the Canadiens now have a point in 6 of the last 10 games and fall to 30-36-13, so no good out there for Montreal. For the Islanders, Pelech had 2 assists, and Engvall, Zizekas, and Palmieri, who had the OT winner, were the 3 goal scorers for the Islanders in the win, while Caulfield had a goal and an assist, and Harris also scored for the Canadiens in the OT loss. So a bad loss there for Montreal. Then we saw the Winnipeg Jets put together one of their more complete efforts of the season, opening the scoring thanks to this goal here from Nikolai Ehlers on our local Square Sportsnet. But Ehlers was able to make it a 1-0 lead for the Jets. It was all they needed. They wound up shutting out the Western Conference leading Dallas Stars 3-0 as they have won 5 straight and they improved to 49-24-6. While the Stars have now fallen to 50-21-9 in the season. So not there for Dallas. For the Jets, Albertson had 2 assists, and Ehlers, Scheifele, and Gustafsson were 3 goal scorers. Brossoit stopped all 24 shots he faced in the shutout and the victory for the Jets. So a very good win there for Winnipeg. Then we saw the San Jose Sharks take a second period lead and down the Seattle Kraken 3-1 as they have a point in 3 of their last 4 games and improved to 19-51-9. Eklund and Thrum both had 2 assists, and Burrows, Zetterlund, and Kunin were 3 goal scorers for the Sharks in the win, while Dumoulin was the lone goal scorer for a Kraken in the loss as they fall to 33-32-13 on the season. So no good there for Seattle. Then we saw the LA Kings jump out to a 3-goal lead and down the Calgary Flames 4-1 as they have won 4 of 5 and improved to 42-26-11. And are finally in the playoffs, clinching a playoff spot that night. Well, the Flames have lost 9 of 11 and fall 35-38-5, so not just there for Calgary. For the LA Kings, Arvidsson scored twice, Kopitar had 2 assists, and Fiala and Thomas both also scored for the Kings in the win, while Huberdeau was the lone goal scorer for the Flames in the loss. So a bad loss there for Calgary, but LA is now officially in the playoffs. Those are all the games that we saw over on Thursday. Going over to the 5 games that happened yesterday on Friday. First, the Carolina Hurricanes will score 4 straight goals and wind up beating the St. Louis Blues 5-2. As they have won 4 straight and improved to 51-22-7. Well, the Blues' 3-game point streak ends and they fall to 42-33-5. So not good there for St. Louis, and that's important because we'll get to that in a second. Gensel scored twice, Slavin and Jarvis both had a goal and an assist, and Martinic also scored for Hurricanes in the win, while Thomas had 2 assists, and Kyra and Bolduc were 2 goal scorers for Blues in the loss. So a bad loss there for the St. Louis Blues. Then we saw the Nashville Predators get out to an early 4-goal lead and beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-1 as they have a 3-game point streak and they improved to 46-29-5, while the Hawks have lost 3 straight, 4 of 5, and fall to 23-51-5. So numbers out there for Chicago. For the Predators, Forsberg had a hat trick, Evangelista had 2 assists, and Zucker and Schubert both also scored for the Predators in the win, while Khrushchev was the lone goal scorer for the Blackhawks in the loss. So a bad loss there for Chicago as they continue to fall in the standings. Then we saw the Arizona Coyotes blow a few leads but recovered and beat the Edmonton Oilers 3-2 in overtime, thanks to this goal here from Matias Maccelli. Remember, Local Career Sportsnet, but Maccelli was able to get the OT victory and help the Arizona Coyotes down the Edmonton Oilers and beat the top 2 Pacific Division teams in back-to-back games. So very good stuff there for Arizona. If this is the final season in Arizona, like a lot of people think it is, they're definitely going out with a bang, being the top 2 teams in the Pacific Division. So very good stuff there for Arizona, as they have won 4 of 5 and they improved to 35-40-5. While the Oilers now have a 4-game point streak and fall to 48-24-6. So there for Edmonton. Dona Maccelli, OT winner, both had a goal and an assist, and Cooley also scored for the Coyotes in the win, while Kane had 2 assists, and Henrique and Nurse were 2 goal scorers for the Oilers in the loss. So a bad loss there for Edmonton. Then we saw the Calgary Flames jump out to a 4-goal lead and double up the Anaheim Ducks 6-3, as they have won 2 of 3 games and improved to 36-38-5. While the Ducks have lost 3 of 4 and fall 26-49-5. So not going to sit there for Anaheim. For the Flames, Kuzmenko had a hat trick, and Kadri, who had a goal and 2 assists, both had 3-point nights. Uyghur, Passos, and Huberdeau all had 2 assists, and Manjapane and Zeri both also scored for Flames in the win, while Zellweger, Vetrano, and Colangelo, who scores first career NHL goal, were the 3 goal scorers for Ducks in the loss, as they have lost 3 of 4 and fall 26-49-5. So not going to sit there for Anaheim. And lastly here, the Vegas Golden Knights jump out to an early 3-goal lead and destroyed the the Minnesota Wild 7-2 as they've ended a 3-game losing streak, improved to 42-28, and with that, Blues lost were the final team in the Western Conference to clinch a playoff spot. So the Knights have now rounded out the 8 teams who are going to be in the Western Conference come the playoffs, so we'll get to that in a second, but they are now officially in. Stevenson have 4 assists nights, Waugh, Eichel, Dorofiev all had goal and assist, Hanifin 2 assists, and Kolosar, Carlson, Marchessault, and Tomas Hertl, who scores first career goals as a member of the Golden Knights, also score for Golden Knights in the win, while Kuznetsov, who scores first career NHL goal, and Ryan Hartman were 2 goal scorers for a Wild in the losses. They've lost 4-5 and fall of 37, 33, and 9. So August is there for Minnesota. But those were the 5 games that happened yesterday on Friday. Lots of interesting games that happened over the past couple of days. Lots of interesting games that happened over on Thursday. Lots of interesting games that happened yesterday on Friday. Going over to a quick look here at the next couple of days of game action. There are going to be 13 games that happen later today on Saturday. There are 4 games that happen tomorrow on Sunday, and there are another 8 games that happen over on Monday, with a few teams finishing up their season schedules on Monday, so we'll get to all those here. First, as of the recording of this video, the New York Rangers are playing the New York Islanders. The Rangers are looking to try and extend their lead for top spot in the Metro Division after Carolina's win yesterday. Take on an Islanders team is trying to solidify themselves the 3rd spot in the Metro Division with a win. 12 p.m. Pacific time, the eliminated Kraken look to play spoiler. Take on a Dallas Stars team is looking to try and clinch the Central Division title. Then at 1 p.m. Pacific time, the Winnipeg Jets take on the Colorado Avalanche, a very likely first-round matchup preview, as both teams look to try and gain the leg up for home ice advantage in that first-round series. At 2 p.m. Pacific time, the New Jersey Devils look to play spoiler and potentially eliminate the Philadelphia Flyers. Take on a Flyers team is trying to keep themselves in the playoff hunt for the time being. At 2 p.m. Pacific time, the Buffalo Sabres, who have also been eliminated, look to play spoiler. Take on a Florida Panthers team is trying to potentially leapfrog Boston and get back ahead of them. At 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Lightning take on the Capitals. The Lightning trying to keep whatever hopes they have alive for 3rd spot in the Atlantic Division. Take on the Capitals team is trying to get back into a playoff spot. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific time here, the Detroit Red Wings trying to get back into a playoff spot. Take on the Maple Leafs team is trying to lock up 3rd in the Atlantic Division. And also at 4 p.m. Pacific time, you have the eliminated Canadiens take on the eliminated Senators. Both teams just trying to finish out the season with a good run. At 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Blue Jackets take on the Predators. Jackets trying to end the season as they have been eliminated, taking on the Nashville Predators, who are looking for another win to basically solidify themselves as first wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Also 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Boston Bruins take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Bruins trying to keep top spot in the Atlantic Division, take on the Penguins team trying to hold down 2nd wildcard spot in the East. At 7 p.m. Pacific time, the Canucks take on the Oilers. Both teams are a really tight battle for top spot in the Pacific Division. Oilers have a game in hand, but are 3 points back, so Canucks with a win can basically solidify themselves as top spot in the Pacific. Oilers with a win would have their own fate in their hands to lead top spot in the Pacific, so those are going to be some interesting games. At 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Kings look to try and extend their lead 3rd spot in the Pacific Division, take on Anaheim Ducks team who's trying to play spoilers. They've been eliminated. And then the Wild take on the Sharks, 2 teams who have also been eliminated, so a lot of interesting games happen later today on Saturday. Then tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time, the eliminated Blues take on the eliminated Kraken. Both teams trying to finish the season off strong. At 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Colorado Avalanche look to try and get ahead of the Winnipeg Jets, take on the Golden Knights. Teams trying to get back ahead of the LA Kings for 3rd spot in the Pacific. At 3 p.m. Pacific time, the eliminated Blackhawks look to play spoiler, taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Teams trying to keep pace with the Rangers for top spot in the Metro Division. And at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the eliminated Coyotes take on the eliminated Flames. Just drafting positions at that point in time. Both teams trying to finish off the season strong. And lastly here, going over to Monday's game action. There are 8 games that happen over on Monday, 4 of them at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So at 4 p.m. Pacific time, the Detroit Red Wings take on the Montreal Canadiens. Red Wings looking to try and keep pace for a playoff spot. Canadiens looking to try and play spoiler. Also 4 p.m. Pacific time, the New York Islanders looking to try and hold down 3rd in the Metro. Potentially at that point looking to clinch 3rd spot in the Metro. Take on a New Jersey Devils team who has already been eliminated and is going to be finishing up their season at that point in time. At 4 p.m. Pacific time, the Pittsburgh Penguins look to try and hold down 2nd wildcard spot. Taking on a Nashville Predators team is trying to hold down 1st wildcard spot and is also going to be finishing up their last game of the regular season. Then also 4 p.m. Pacific time, the Buffalo Sabres look to finish their season on a high note with their last game of the season. Taking on Tampa Bay Lightning, teams trying to potentially still hold on for any hope of being 3rd in the Atlantic Division. At 4 p.m. Pacific time, the Boston Bruins look to try and extend their lead for top spot in the Atlantic. Taking on the Capitals team is trying to keep pace for a playoff spot. At 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, New York Rangers look to try and extend extend their lead for top spot in the Metro as they finish up their portion of the regular season, taking on Ottawa Senators, team has been eliminated. At 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Edmonton Oilers will look to try and gain on the Vancouver Canucks. Taking on San Jose Sharks, team is trying to end the season playing spoiler. And then the Minnesota Wild at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, who have been eliminated, will play the LA Kings, who are looking to try and hold down third in the Pacific Division. So lots of interesting games to happen over the next little while. Lots of interesting games to happen later today on Saturday. Lots of interesting games to happen on Sunday. Lots of interesting games to happen over on Monday. Going over to a quick look here at the standings as of April 13th, 2024. So as it sits right now, with only a handful of days left to go in the season and only a couple of days left before some of the teams start to finish up their regular seasons, the Bruins lead the Atlantic Division with 107 points, followed by 106 point Florida, 101 point Toronto, 110 point New York Rangers lead the Metro, followed by 109 point Carolina. Those 5 teams have all clinched a playoff spots. And then you also have 89 point NYI, who is third in the Metro. Then you have 96 point Tampa, who's first wildcard, they have also clinched a playoff spot. And then you have 86 point Pittsburgh, who is the second wildcard position, and they're followed by 85 point Washington, 85 point Detroit, 85 point Philly, and eliminated Jersey, Buffalo, Ottawa, Montreal, and Columbus. And those are teams that are also looking right now in the East. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference, you have 109 point Dallas, who is first in the Central Division, followed by 104 point Winnipeg and 104 point Colorado. Then you have 105 point Vancouver leading the Pacific, followed by 102 point Edmonton and 95 point LA. Then you have 97 point Nashville first wildcard, 94 point Vegas second wildcard. Those 8 teams are all going to make the playoffs for the Western Conference. So interesting to see. 6 of them made it last year. The Wild and the Kraken, who made it last year, are falling out of the playoffs, while the Predators and the Canucks, who have missed the playoffs last year, are going to be in the playoffs this year. So that's very fantastic news. So on the outside looking right now are the eliminated Blues, Wild, Kraken, Flames, Coyotes, Ducks, Hawks, and Sharks. And those are teams also looking right now in the Western Conference. So lots of interesting stuff there. Interesting to see that 8 Pacific Division teams are now locked in. Interesting to see that Dallas is probably going to be a Central Division winner. Interesting to see how much stock that Canucks-Oilers game is going to have tonight. Interesting to see how close or tightly contested that wildcard race is, with one team 86 and 385. And also interesting to see that Florida and Carolina have made it interesting for the division titles. So definitely lots of interesting stuff there in the standings. But that's what I want to talk about for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. What do you think about all of this? What do you think about all the games that we went over the past couple of days? Any of them intrigue you over on Thursday, over on Friday? Looking ahead to any games that happen over on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And also, what do you think about the standings? Anything surprising jump out to you as we are almost done with the regular season? Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. So I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video. If you're like to subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. I know it will too with all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below. So I'll discuss in today's video. I also do a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So if you check that out, I'll leave a link in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.